What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Jada Pinkett Smith and a claim that's being made against her by Daz Dillinger, former Death Row member, rapper from 90s, right? He's alleging that Jada Pinkett Smith back in 93 had a physical relationship with Chris Kelly of Kris Cross. Now, unfortunately, Chris Kelly lost his life in 2013 due to substance abuse. So we don't hear his side, at least not right now. We're hearing it from Daz Dillinger. And apparently this went on in 1993. And she was 22. Chris Kelly was 14. You know, I honestly, when you hear stuff like this, you kind of have to stop and think, is this true or is this BS? That's how you have to really look at it, because Daz has said some crazy things over the years. Not a lot, but there's times where he's come off as, a guy that's just looking for some attention, right? But he did this interview and he's clear as to the fact that something may have went on. As a matter of fact, he basically said this in a interview that he was given. He said Kris went to the door. No, they say first off they were chilling together, right? Him and Chris Kelly. Kris went to the door, and moments later, because Jada had came knocking to the door, right? She came knocking, I guess looking for him. He went to go see her, and then he came back, and he basically said that he was effing Jada Pinkett at a young age in 1993. Now, he's not offered any evidence, but this is based because, again, this is in the early 90s. So what evidence is he going to have? Is he going to have video recordings? So, honestly, when you look at Jada Pinkett Smith, she's somebody that has talked about how she has had an addiction to getting physical with men, right? Would it be far-fetched that this may have happened, especially in the 90s? You got to understand, man, a lot went on in the 90s. There were a lot of things going on, and there were a lot of these male performers that may have gotten with younger females, and there may have been females that were a little older that may have gotten with younger guys. So whenever you hear stuff like this, you got to remember we're talking about Hollywood, okay? And you look at what happened with Chris Kelly. You got to ask yourself, is this stuff, could it be true? Could it be true? We don't know how wild Jada Pinkett was back in the day. She probably was very wild. And her being with Will Smith may have calmed her down over the years. Now, again, Chris Kelly isn't here to speak on anything. He's not here to give his side, which makes this thing even worse that it's coming from Daz Dillinger. But I don't think Daz Dillinger has a reason to lie on Jada Pinkett. I don't think he does. It's crazy how he has always had this information and we're just not hearing about it. I think that's the crazy thing, is that now we're hearing about this now, even though he's known this since 93. And there were probably other people who knew about it too. I have no doubt there were other people that may have known about this that didn't say anything because they didn't want to make Jada Pinkett Smith look bad. And what's crazy is that a lot of mainstream blogs are not even talking about this. I've seen mainstream websites speak about stuff that was less true, that was a fabrication and made up. They've talked about those things, but they won't talk about this. This is an allegation. Now, Chris Kelly was maybe 14, 15 at the time. And this was when Jada Pinkett was growing as an actress in Hollywood. So again, I'm telling you, a lot of stuff did go down in the 90s with these male artists with younger women. Like, people want to point to R. Kelly as if he's like the only one who may or may not have been dating underage girls. There probably were older women dating underage males, especially in the music industry. You had, what's her name, Superhead, talk about how she got with Chris Brown when he was a teenager. When he was just now getting into the music, getting well known in the music business. She bragged about getting with him. You look at Jada Pinkett Smith and August Alsina. Even though August Alsina was an adult when they had their entanglement, but he was still younger than her. So I think Jada Pinkett Smith is not against getting with a guy that's young, because you got him at times. She's 22, according to Daz Dillinger. She's 22. He's about 14 or 15, right? This is when Kris was well known, early 90s. She was a young actress. In her mind, she may have thought nothing was wrong with it, but legally, something is wrong with it. Socially, something is wrong with it. And there's a stigma too. No, I don't say a stigma. There's a double standard, right? You got women getting caught in high schools all across the country, middle schools, high schools, the teachers are having relations with the teenage boys in these high schools, right? These women are literally getting slaps on the wrist just to go do it again, probably to continue the relationship. But if that was a male teacher hooking up with a girl in high school, they would try to throw him under the jail. You see, there is no stigma to older women who go after these younger males. It's only the men who are the problem when in that situation. That should not be the case. These women who are teachers, who are responsible for teaching the next generation of people, when they are caught having relations with their male students, they should be treated the same way. If this is true with Jada Pinkett Smith, she should be treated like all these other people. And there should be no slap on the wrist. There should be no forgetting this. I noticed that as of me doing this particular video, there's been no sort of denial, because again, the blogs are not going to try to make her look bad. They're not going to write about this because they don't want to make her look bad. Look how they treated her with the Will Smith situation with kid gloves. They didn't even hold her accountable for what she did outside of the marriage, even though there was no sign that the couple had broken up. You took August Alsina into your home to help him. How do you go from helping somebody to sleeping with somebody? That seems predatory. It ain't a situation where Jada Pinkett just, she met him, she went out with him, they connected, they started to have their situationship. No, she brought August Alsina into their home to help him, and that's according to her. So how did it go from one to the other? And people still make excuses for it. People still try to act like it ain't no big deal. But trust me, if Will Smith would have brought a woman into their house that was going through mental issues, talking about how we're trying to heal her, we're trying to help her, and the next thing you know, he's sleeping with that female while he's married, and there's no sign that there is any breakup in the marriage. You bringing this woman around your children. That's the double standard. They would be trashing Will Smith. They would call him a predator. You took advantage of this woman. You don't think that if you look at it, Jada Pinkett didn't take advantage of the situation, a guy that clearly was going through a lot, and she used it to make herself happy, to give herself an escape? Because that's what she did. but it's not going to be treated as such, because women are never wrong and women never do anything. It's always the men who are the problem. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like this video and share it. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to the Patreon, exclusive content over there. Subscribe to the other channels. And check out the videos on this channel too. I'll see y'all on the next one.